Well, hello, my soul friends. It's Victoria, and I wanted to get this video in yesterday, but it's been busy. Well, actually, yesterday was my anniversary, my first anniversary. Since we're going to be talking about the season of love, I'll share this. My first anniversary, the date my husband and I joined our hearts, and then we got engaged on that day, September 21st. But we got married on September 28th, so this is a week of love for me. So this video is very fitting. I'm here to talk about the equinox and Libra season, the season of love and beauty and harmony and balance. Are you ready? If Before I get all into this goodness of Libra season and talking a little bit about the equinox, I want to welcome you to this channel, the Soul Nurturer channel, where I have an intention of just offering what I feel I need, and if I need it, you need it, because we're so deeply connected. Mostly it is just me, after years and years of this path, my own spiritual journey, and being a alternative practitioner of healing and mental health and wellness and transformational. Mostly soul guide is what I like to land on, although most people don't understand that term. When I say I'm a soul guide, what does that mean? Or a soul nurturer, one who nurtures potential, one who teaches others to reclaim their soul potential. Learn to nurture that, and we all need to do that. I don't care, you could have had the best parents, we still need to learn how to nurture our own potential, our own soul, for the purpose of bringing our unique and beautiful light, our unique and beautiful purpose into the world. If any of this interests you, I'm going to put my website in the details. Click on that to learn more about my work. I do invite you to look at the testimonials, for my clients' words are more powerful and potent than my own in describing what I do. So welcome, and please do consider subscribing, liking, commenting, all those things I hate to request, but I'm not going to say hate. Not in Libra season. No, we're going to talk about love today. So I love catch my reframe. I teach reframes all the time to my clients, and I just did one in real time. A reframe is when you're sort of focusing in a negative way, or in a way that is not aligned with what you want to say, or your highest good, or your soul essence. You can pause and say, let me reframe that. So I'm going to reframe it to love. Okay, so I would love it if you would subscribe. I would love it if you would like and comment, because I would love to get my outreach out to more people. My work may not be for everyone, and what I offer may not be for everyone, but I know when I connect with people in a session or through this medium, it's a beautiful thing, because I get to deliver my soul mission, my soul medicine, which is supporting others on their journey of unfolding through transformational tools. So as you do that, when you the more you comment, the better, because it gets me in that the YouTube outreach, through the algorithm, through the whatever, the magic of YouTube. So thank you. Enough of that. Okay. Hello. How are you doing? How are you feeling in this moment? I'll tell you what, yesterday when the moon was in Sagittarius, I was feeling so good. And by the way, I'm considering doing, I don't know if I have the energy yet. I'm sitting with the feeling of when this will be right. But I want to do, at least for 1 month, a daily, quick, like 5-minute check-in with all of you to follow the moon cycle. Not just the phases of the moon, but where the moon is. And because this is the way I think most people can feel into the cycles of the astrological weather. Really, that's what astrology is. You know, our ancient ancestors began watching the moon and the sun and noticing the correspondence to what was going on in their lives. You know, and we can take it into, how are we feeling? What are we noticing? And we track the celestial movements based on our life, to see what's kind of wow, I notice every time around this year I feel this way. Every time the moon goes into Capricorn, which it went into today, I feel a little bit like retreating. These are things that you can begin to learn. And so I figured if I did it every day, the moon is here, the phase is this, you can look at your own chart or just close your eyes, check in, and notice, how am I feeling? And the moon, is connected to our emotions and our intuition, and the cycle, the lunar cycle is really so personal to us. So I'm considering that. Let me know in the comments if that is intriguing or interesting to you. So anyway, yesterday the moon was in Sagittarius. It has since moved into Capricorn. When it moves into Capricorn, it moves into my 12th house. And what do I want to do? Retreat. And I just feel my energy go in, right? And so yesterday when I was bubbly and bright and big, this is when I should have done the video. The minute I sat down, I just thought, oh, do I have it in me? But you know what I did? I borrowed the energy of Libra. We're moving into Libra season now. Notice my beautiful flowers. I've changed the lighting. I've got a candle lit. I've fluffed up my hair a little bit. Normally my hair is just straight, but I put some braids in and I Librafied it. Libra. I'm going to talk more about Libras in a moment, but if you are a Libra, happy solar return to you, my beautiful, beautiful Libra friends. But when I talk about Libra energy, this could apply to any moon in Libra or rising Libras. I'm going to talk about Libra rising celebrities in a moment, and also where the sun and Libra, transiting in Libra now, is in your natal chart. That's where the sun is bringing the energy, the vibrancy, the focus, right? Okay, so an equinox, here's the thing I wanted to say too. I used to live in California where it was pretty much sunny a lot of the time. Of course, in the winter we get cooler weather, some wind, some rain. But, the seasons were not really clear, right? When I moved to Washington State, I became more in rhythm with the cycles of nature. Clearly, I could feel today, I could feel the change. I felt a little bit, just a shift. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe some of you who are empaths out there can relate to it. I could just feel the shift. And, here in the Northern Hemisphere, we have autumn equinox. And my friends in the Southern Hemisphere, you're moving into your springtime, the vernal equinox, right? So this equinox that happens twice a year is when the Earth's axis is tilted, and it's not toward or not away from the sun. It's just kind of, what is it? I'm looking at my notes because what I wrote, I want to make sure I have it right. Okay. It's just that, like, at the same time, it's equal. It's equal amount of daylight and darkness. And so this equal, and I think that's what solstice means, or equinox means equal. Okay. Solstice means sun is still, which it appears to be on this day. So the equinox is happening today when I'm recording this, September 22nd at 11:50 p.m. in Pacific time. So adjust accordingly wherever you are watching. But here's what I wanted to say about these cycles. The astrology is based on these cycles, the equinoxes, the solstice. The astrological calendar begins for tropical astrology with when the sun goes into Aries, vernal equinox, in springtime in the Northern Hemisphere. So it's just a time to notice, okay, we're entering another season. And all of the solstices and the equinox points are all cardinal signs. Initiate, I can't say the word. Times of initiating something or something new. We're initiating, moving into fall here in the Northern Hemisphere. For those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, you're going into your springtime, initiating, planting new seeds. Here for fall or autumnal Uh, I'm having trouble speaking today because my soul's turning inward and doesn't really want to talk, but I'm here. Autumn equinox. Here in the northern hemisphere, it's more about harvesting what we have grown through spring and summer, a time to pause and assess, gather, harvest, and to lean into the next season here. For fall season, for fall, we'll be moving into what do we want to let go of in the northern hemisphere, releasing, clearing. Think about where you live, whether it's the southern hemisphere or the northern hemisphere. What is nature doing around you? That's your invitation. Here where I live, the leaves are changing. They're getting ready to let go so that the tree can go into another cycle where the energy goes down into the roots, preparing for winter time, preserving energy. So by the time we get into the winter, it's really turning within, right? Growing the potential at the root level, preparing for when we're in springtime where we blossom again, right? So I noticed when I moved to Washington State that I was invited into the natural cycles of nature, calling me back into my true nature. And the more I resisted that, the harder it was. The more I surrendered, I finally learned to surrender into wintertime here where I live. We have very short days and very cold, damp days. So perfect time to hibernate, to turn within, to sit with my visions, my dreams, to write, to explore the vision that was wanting to be birthed anew when spring comes around, right? So that's what the invitation is here. And so you might want to do a little ritual just to honor this day, to honor the initiation into whatever you're being invited to, whether it's new beginnings for my friends in the southern hemisphere or for us northerners, to harvest the bounty of what we've been growing and growing through over since springtime. Okay, so all right, let's see. Did I want to say anything more about the equinox? Yeah, just being curious what's going to unfold for you now. So let's talk about Libra. Beautiful, beautiful Libra. The cardinal sign of Libra, ruled by Venus. So any Libras out there, please let me know when your birth date is. And I want to just send you so much love for your personal new year. So first, I want to start with to help you get a feel of astrology. You know, for me, when I meet someone, I can 9 times out of 10 guess their moon or their rising or their sun sign without them telling me anything. I just get a feel of them, right? So we want to feel into the people I'm going to talk about in just a moment. I'm going to start with Libra rising because it's our rising sign that it's our persona. It's what we project outward. And that's the first impression people have of us oftentimes. And my theory on that, the rising is based on the time you were born. So moving from the spiritual realm, the first breath you take in your human form is your rising sign. The time you were born, that first breath. Now, why is it our persona? This is my theory. Because the first thing we do in the human experience is, or I should say the first primary need is to feel safe. So this is where we construct a persona. I'm going to hide behind who I think you want me to be so I can be safe, so I can meet all those essential needs of being loved, being accepted, belonging, all of those things. So here are some Libra rising people. And so when I say their names, get a sense of what you feel when you think of these people. And here's the cool thing about souls. We don't need to know them. We have a soul impression of them, a feeling, a sense of them. Okay. The Queen, Beyonce. She has a Libra rising. Harry Styles, I think he's a double Libra, but very, very much when you first you see a picture of him, you can feel that beautiful Libra energy, right? And also, Libra season is all about balance and harmony. Here is a person who's very much in balance with masculine and feminine, right? Okay. Jennifer Aniston. Now she's an Aquarius sun sign, but she's, her beauty leads, right? Her beautiful hair, her just beauty, and very likable, right? So get a sense of these people. This is Libra energy. Kim Kardashian, she's like the goddess, right? The Venus goddess, Libra rising. Serena Williams, Libra rising. I think she has dimples. I noticed that people with Libra, either sun, moon, or rising, usually have dimples. It's kind of interesting. Denzel Washington. Now he's a Capricorn, but he's so charming, isn't he? Right? And his smile just lights up a room. This is Libra. So you get a feel of that, right? That's just kind of the energy, the feeling of Libra embodied in a person. Now that's the rising sign. So I wanted just to do that, to give you a feel. This is for me how I learned astrology. It was about, I was curious about human behavior and why everyone was so different. Mostly I wanted to understand my family because I was so different from all of them. I used to ask my mom, am I adopted? Because I don't know if this is my group. Am I in the right group? And because I'm such an sort of a empathic introvert, kind of like I love to talk and connect with people, but I need to be comfortable and I want to talk about the soul things, the deep conversation. I'm not a talk about the weather person. I'm not a talk about the sports person. I want to dive deep. So I started doing the charts for my family and learning about them and learning about myself and understanding and having such, it was a relief. Like, oh, I get it. That's who they came in the world to be. And this is who I came in to be. All good, right? So that's, I think also too, if I'm going to be honest, it was sort of a survival tool. If I could understand a person or have a sense of, oh, okay, so they're Aries energy. They may get kind of aggressive. They may get angry. They may, be a little more assertive than for my liking. Now I know how to navigate that, right? That's how it worked for me. And by the way, I did want to say these videos I'm doing, I've been studying astrology for a long time. Now you can flip to another channel and there are people that are steeped in astrology and they're excellent teachers. I'm more of an intuitive astrologer because it's just something I've learned along the way, navigated. Didn't study professionally until like 6 years ago when I met a mentor, Stephanie Austin, learned from her, took some classes with people that I adore and I would recommend, like Trust Psyche, Jessica, and Travis, Derutza, excellent teachers, amazing. I've taken classes I just took a class with somebody, oh gosh, sorry, Christina at 8th House Astrology, incredible teacher. So I say that because I'm still learning. I know maybe more than the average bear. I'm not rabbit. I'm a rabbit, born in the year of the rabbit, more than the average rabbit. But there's so much more I don't know. So I don't profess to know everything. And I wanted to say this. I took astrology out of the closet in 2020, even though I was doing charts here and there and certainly following my own information, because the truth is I had fear. I had fear of being judged about it. I had fear of losing friends or, just fear. And when I first started learning about astrology, I was raised Catholic. I had a lot of other fear, but I switched to faith and I switched to trusting what divine guidance feels like for me. And I'm learning that other people may not understand or approve, and there may be some judgment and pushback, and that's okay because I'm following where God's guiding me, and I'm good with that. I just felt a need to say that if anybody needed to hear that, okay? And that's a big part of this channel. I am the microcosm of the macrocosm. We are having a collective experience. And what I'm experiencing, others are experiencing. And we're all in this together. We're all, we're all one. And uniquely separate, or I wouldn't say separate. I don't want to say separate. Scratch that. Uniquely, beautifully individuals that are part of the whole. Someday we'll realize that. Another thing about Libras, right? Because Libra is about balance, harmony, unity, the mediator, the energy of wanting to beautify the world, beautify life, connected to relationships, on a quest for balance, and some things Libras need to learn. Well, again, the glyph is the scales, the symbol scales, finding balance. And I often remind my Libra friends that I support that this is because Libras get a bad rap about being indecisive. They can see both sides, right? Both sides of the scale, but you need to come to the center where you find your truth. You've weighed both sides. You come to the, oh, what does that feel like for me? Now, this is all of us too. Remember that we all have every sign in our house, in our chart, our natal chart, in a house, right? Whether or not you have any planets in Libra, you have Libra in you, okay? This is the wholeness. When we look at a natal chart, really it is a way to Jung called it individuation, where we call back those parts of ourselves for wholeness, okay? So I already said Libra's ruling planet is Venus. Venus is the planet of love, love and charm, and the Roman goddess of love, connected to relationships, connected to art and creativity and music, and all things beauty, right? So think about now those Libra risings folks. I talked about how beautiful they all are, right? And then there are, so let's look at the Libra sun signs now. Let's see who we have here. I wrote a few down. This she is a classic Libra. I don't know what her rising is, but she's a classic Libra to me. She sings beautifully. She's just always beautifully put together. And she's got her signature red lipstick, a goddess, Gwen Stefani, right? Kim Kardashian is also a sun, so she's a double Libra. Hugh Jackman is a Libra. Will Smith, Kate Winslet, Matt Damon. I think he has dimples, but bright smile nonetheless, right? This is the Libra energy that we're getting to, play with this season. Let me see if there's anything more about Libra. So yeah, Libra is connected to elegance, harmony, equality, graceful, a good sense of what's wrong, what's right. But there's always a shadow side to every sign. So the shadow of Libra would be maybe manipulating to get needs met, like calling in partnership for the sake of being in relationship, like wanting the person to, you complete me. That would be shadow. Wholeness is, I'm complete and let's walk alongside of each other in perfect balance, right? So I think that's all I had to say. I just want to mostly say welcome to Libra season, honoring the equinox, do a ritual, whatever feels right for you. If you can get outside and sit by a fire, if you are here in the Northern Hemisphere, or light a candle and give thanks and gratitude for the harvest time. Give thanks and gratitude for maybe you had an amazing summer and we're wrapping that summer up now, and giving thanks for maybe the joy, the playtime, the vacations, the ways you filled up. And now we're gathering that to sort of prepare for the winter, right? And also we just moved through Virgo season, which was about, fine tuning the details of our life, getting organized, purging, clearing. And now, what do you want to fill that space up to beautify your life, to beautify in the inner world and to beautify around you, and to send love and beauty out into the world? Remember, we're all in this together. It's a time we may be more mindful of what we're contributing. Are we leading with peace? Are we leading with wanting to add something to the collective that brings beauty and harmony? Or are we not? I invite you all to consider that. And then also, last thing, I usually say this at the beginning, I'm still offering the 20-minute consultations. I love to do this because I'm still fine-tuning my learning and my work as an astrologer. And if you've had a 20-minute consultation or you've had a full reading with me, please do comment a little bit so people get a sense of what that's like. I'll tell you what I love is that I hear, wow, that was like spot on. That was amazing. I love that. And that was part of the reason I brought it out of the closet is in 2020, I did a bunch of free chart readings for people. I think about 20 people. I think every single person at that time when I was questioning if this was truly guidance from God, every single person said, wow, that was spot on, Victoria. That was spot on, Victoria. That was spot on, Victoria. And I began to think that God was speaking through them to call me or to encourage me and reassure me that this was a divine call. And I believe it is. So, but if you want to have a 20-minute consultation where we can look at your chart, and if you want to do that right through Libra season, so we can look at where the sun is in your chart, where the focus is, or for the full moon coming up next week, you can go ahead and go to my website and fill out the form. Now, if you don't hear back from me, I'm having some glitchy things with the computer. Bear with me. I don't know what's going on. Some people say they hear back from me. I get a message from my website. I respond to that. The majority of people get them, but sometimes I don't hear back when I send an email in response. So I don't know if it gets lost or what, or people just change their mind. But I have had a few people that have emailed me, which you can do if you haven't heard back from me, thesoulnurturer@gmail.com. And they say, I sent a message, I didn't hear from you. So please do that. If you sent something through my website and you haven't heard from me, please email me. I do respond to every single email I get. May take a little time, especially when I get a lot of requests all at once, but I'll get back to you. All right. I hope you're taking good care of yourself. Tell me how you're going to beautify your world. What's calling to you during this time? What do you feel? What do you notice? How are you going to beautify your world? And maybe it's a call to creativity or redecorating your home or redecorating your soul. All right. Sending you so much love. I have such gratitude for each and every one of you, for all my subscribers. And do tell me where you're viewing from too. I love to hear. All right. Love you all. Take good care. And I'll be back next week with the full moon video. All right. Bye.